Porky! Give it to Porky.
That's insane.
Slow clap. Slow clap for
Porky.
He should have gone to jail. He should have spent the night in jail because he made me pee my pants if I was one of them.
Yeah, not forever, but you need a little something, Pork. Come on.
Man, just like a weekend of picking up trash.
Welcome to Don't Quit Your Day Job, where three friends run their mouths on the internet. Let's get started.
Hey guys.
Welcome back, or welcome to the podcast, Don't Quit Your Day Job. We're so glad to have you guys here. How is everyone doing this week?
I'm doing good. I had a super busy Monday at work, but I felt productive, and that's always a good feeling.
Same. This was my busy Monday as well, so I felt really productive. What about you, Steph?
I went to the beautiful Eureka Springs bright and early this morning and took senior photos with our youngest sister. So they turned out pretty amazing.
Oh.
But I'm going to be honest, I forgot. So.
Spring break, right? For the kids and for Stephanie, right?
Home all week.
Okay, I was like, why are you... I was a little confused when I logged on and you guys were together because I was like, I don't know if you have time to get there.
Because of spring break.
So have you guys heard there's a new trend, pickleball, not out, but being competed with?
What?
Mahjong. Apparently this is a thing in the mom circles around my sister and her friend Lily. So this is around Memphis and around Oklahoma City. And so my sister was like, oh yeah, one of my friends is going to teach us and she's doing it for free. But normally it's like $50 a lesson to learn how to play this game. Also, the tiles are ridiculous. She was like looking for like a used set that she could use. And she was like, I was stalking the Goodwill online store and she said there was a set, but they were really ugly, but they were only $35. And so, but I was really glad because someone bought them and then I didn't have to.
How much are they at 35?
For her.
Are they at $35? It's like a good deal at Goodwill. Things are $2 at Goodwill.
Probably like $50 or more because...
Girl, like $400.
$400 for some mahjong tiles?
And that's just the tiles.
Because
that's just the tiles.
Just regular board games are anywhere from $50 to $75 now.
That's ridiculous. So these tiles are super expensive. Has she gotten a set?
So she told Joel, or she talked Joel into getting a set the other day from, of all places, Neiman Marcus, feeling bougie.
No wonder.
But they have cute sets, and so she got one that she really liked, but it was on sale. She found a sale. She goes, they're never on sale. And so they were 25% off, which was around $100 off. So she only spent like $285 on a set of tiles for her. That's like her Mother's Day / birthday present.
Play until those tiles wear down. Oh my God.
All I keep thinking
I love Mahjong.
Right?
All I keep thinking is Crazy Rich Asians when they play Mahjong on Crazy Rich Asians.
I watch it on TikTok.
Yeah.
So I love it.
That's my only like.
But what about pickleball?
I want her to teach me to play, but I'm finding it's like competing. It's like the new trend. You know, a few years ago, pickleball was the trend. I had never heard of pickleball until like 5 years ago. And then all of a sudden, everyone around me at the university was playing pickleball. And I was like, what is happening? There was an episode of The Neighbors recently. Is that the one with Max Greenfield?
Beth Bear.
Yeah. Beth Bears and Cedric the Entertainer. There was an episode of that fairly recently about where they had a new neighbor, and Max Greenfield's like sitting outside of his house at like 6 a.m, and you just hear like pings of a ball, and he's like, every time it hits, he's like, oh, he just like twitches, and he goes, and then Cedric the Entertainer's character comes out. I think his name is Calvin in the show, and he's like, what is that noise? So they figure it out, and it's their new neighbors. And then they get suckered into playing pickleball with their new neighbors. And then they're real competitive, and then their wives are both mad. So, but the new thing is mahjong. Also, I could see that being loud, kind of like dominoes.
Yeah.
Talking about pickleball randomly, I heard an ad for a pickleball franchise for you to become part of the franchise and open your own pickleball court.
Oh,
Kind of like a Topgolf situation.
So it is in Oklahoma City, and it's pickleball and like it's called pickleball and fries or something, and they have like food inside there. You can get drinks. You can play pickleball. We saw it in Norman.
Economy.
We saw it in Norman, Oklahoma when I was there before we went to the hockey game. And I was like, what is this?
I hear pickleball's great, and I hear you don't have to be terribly coordinated / athletic to play it.
Hitting a ball.
But I feel like you've got to be more coordinated than I am.
Just like you would with paddleball or tennis. Like table tennis,
I can't do table tennis either.
Situation.
It's just medium to big and large, or small and large. Small being table tennis, large being tennis. It's just the medium.
Everybody was like, oh no, it's so easy because they go slow. And I'm like, I'm still like, I just don't think I have the coordination to do it. I don't have any hand-eye coordination.
Smacked in the face with that ball.
We're lucky if I catch something that's thrown at me.
Didn't play enough.
Thank you. I swear my head is a magnet at any kind of sporting event. As soon as they start throwing out things into the crowd, I have no hand-eye coordination. I can't catch anything to save my life. I'm looking around in a panic because I'm going, it's going to come at me, but I don't know where. Like, I make Jason I'm like, you've got to protect me, Christina's husband. I've got to make him, like, anytime we go to something, I'm like, you got to protect me. You better reach out and snatch whatever's coming towards my head because I can't see it.
You're so hilarious.
Speaking of balls coming to the head, we did our macho volleyball that I talked about.
Speaking of,
and our vice principal was standing on the sidelines of the court, and the kids, they're not even playing yet; they're just practicing. The kids are practicing; they're smashing that volleyball, and of course it's boys, so they're like, "I can spike it the hardest." Okay, and one kid, he spiked it the hardest, and it hit the guardrail that's on the stands, the visitor stands. It bounced off and went straight for our vice principal, and he ninja dodged it.
At least he dodged it. I had visions of, what is it, Princess Diaries, where Mia is trying to do PE and she just accidentally beans the coach in the back of the head. And she's like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
that would be me.
2 seconds slower, he would have been just reamed in it, full force.
Buster played volleyball for 1 season so far, and he wants to play again, and so
Concussion Central.
Yeah, I can't wait until they can spike it for real, and he's in real trouble. But he wants to be everywhere. He would do great at pickleball. He wants to be everywhere, all over the map.
He's like, I can be the back and the front. My headphone fell out.
He can play both parts, he thinks, all of them.
Left, right, center, I got you covered.
There are people on the team to play those parts, and he's like, Bus ain't having it. Yeah, Bus
you mean Bus here, Bus there, Buster Brown up front. I'm Busta Moves over here.
Yeah, but he loves it. He loves volleyball, so...
I love that he stuck with it. There was originally, one other boy on the team, and then that boy dropped out, so he was the only boy on the team. But I love that he stuck with it.
We'll have to do what's called club volleyball, because there's no boys teams around, so they'll have to play club volleyball, which just Buster, because Peanut has no interest in volleyball. Peanut is either baseball or the sport can kick rocks. He does not care about any other sport whatsoever.
He will baseball it, or he will computer program it. That's about his or a saxophone.
Yeah.
And his new school doesn't have baseball, so we'll see if he keeps up with baseball when he gets busy with all the other things the new school has to offer.
Yeah. Well, guys, should we get into our topic of the day?
That's on me today.
That is on you today.
Thought y'all are just here to look... Okay, I had a stroke. Y'all just thought I was here to look pretty. I did some work this week. Besides the fact that I do edit this whole podcast. So if you enjoy the editing, that's me.
She does do editing.
Okay, so this should be coming out like the day after April Fool's Day. So I thought we should look up some historical April Fool's Day hoaxes and do a little story time / quiz, whatever. I'm going to make you guys guess some things.
Sounds good.
So, you ready?
Okay. That sounds fun.
Okay. So, our
Yep.
first
Hit me.
story takes place in England on the BBC. It is considered to be one of the very first televised April Fool's Day pranks in history. What year do you think it is?
Oh, 17. Oh, no. We're televised. Sorry.
Whoa,
I was thinking England. Old. 1927.
1954.
Christina almost had it. It's 1957.
Oh.
So people across...
Listen, dates are not my strong suit.
Me neither. That's why I was like, I ask about dates a lot. I hope they get close or this is going to be real awkward.
Those dates.
Okay, so keeping in mind that it's 1957, people across the country tuned into Panorama's 3-minute feature on Swiss spaghetti harvest. How many people do you think tuned in to the Swiss spaghetti harvest?
3 million.
Did you say Swiss spaghetti harvest?
Spaghetti harvest. Yes.
All right. Christina said 3 million.
Like, that's the entire state of Arkansas. So that seems nowadays. So that seems like a lot of people, and not everyone had TVs.
I'll go 2.5 mil.
8 million in 1957.
A lot of people had TVs.
Oh. That feels shocking.
Also includes some of Europe. Like, I don't think it's just England, but it could be because even back then, London was quite populated. We're still pretty spread out.
This is true.
At least the South is. Okay, so people across... Oh, wait. I already did that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the footage states that after an unseasonably warm winter brought an end to a certain pest in the region of the Ticino. I did not look it up. I'm going to say Ticino. Near the Italian border, which is why I'm sticking with Ticino. This resulted in an exceptionally heavy spaghetti crop. What pest do you think that would be to interfere with a spaghetti crop?
Hedgehogs.
Rats.
It is the spaghetti weevil.
Oh! Mm-hmm. Now, is anybody else just imagining large spaghettis? This cannot be possibly what people are imagining, which is like...
No,
large...
they're showing this. So, the footage showed people picking strands of spaghetti off of trees and bushes before sitting down to eat their homegrown feast.
But that's not how spaghetti's made.
Gross. I think that's the point, hun. April Fool's.
So they do this whole documentary style 3-minute video. And
they would have got me because I'm like, that's not how this goes.
You're like, wow, that's amazing. It's a miracle. So that's like
spaghetti. It was literally raining meatballs.
Being in a time before pasta was like a staple in British diets, like viewers phoned in to find out how they could purchase their own spaghetti trees.
Oh my god.
Like, this is 1957. We're in a wild time. Okay. So
hello, operator, I need spaghetti.
So if someone called you and asked you how to get their own spaghetti tree, what do you think you would respond as? Like, BBC responded with an answer for this question.
They're only available in the spaghetti region
Call
of
Chef
Italy.
Boyardee.
Was Chef Boyardee around in 1957?
Call Chef Boyardee.
Okay. So they responded, place a sprig of spaghetti in a tin of tomato sauce and hope for the best.
They were all like, "You big old dummies," and these people were just wondering. That's so funny and kind of mean.
Now, to
Little
be
bit of
fair, I've got like 4, and 3 of the 4 all BBC is responsible for. So BBC, real.
I love British comedy, BBC News, anything. I think it's so funny. I'm so excited about some new British comedy stuff right now. There's one called like Don't Laugh, Don't Last Laugh, Don't Laugh Last, something. I don't know. I think it's going to be on Prime. I hope it's here too and not
Don't
just
Laugh
Prime
Laugh.
UK, because I don't remember exactly what it's called. I'll look it up. But it's got all my favorite comedians in it, and
You're a real
I'm excited.
Anglophile. I learned that from Jack, and I use it every chance I get now.
Speaking of British television, my old high school in Mena, Arkansas, they actually did a television like exchange with a group of British kids, and so like there's a whole like mini series where a group of Arkansans go to London and attend school for like a week in England, and a handful of British kids come to go to Mena, Arkansas, and attend school there. I haven't watched it yet because it's only available.
That feels like a wild culture shock, having been to both
that
places.
Would be a wild culture shock from London. Absolutely. Talk about spread out. And that's crazy. It's only available right now in the UK, though.
Yeah.
We would have already watched it.
But I just gotta get a VPN, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I really want to watch it. That seems really cool.
So hopefully, fingers crossed, your new show is on Prime.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Let's scroll down.
Don't be cheating.
Don't be cheating. Okay.
Do. Oh, copyright.
10 seconds. All right. This prank took place in London, England in 1980. The prank involved the historical Big Ben clock tower. The BBC World Service announced that London's famous landmark would be getting a face. What do you think they told the viewers they planned to do?
Put neon lights in it.
Remove the hands.
Kind of. On both. Both guesses are kind of right. So they stated that to help tourists tell time, they were going to digitalize the clock, and that it would be henceforth known as, what do you think they would call it?
Digiben.
This is a Digimon situation.
Digimon.
Digibin.
Oh. Big Ben. Modernized.
Big
I got
Digibin.
nothing. Big Digibin.
That sounds...
Big Tamagotchi Ben.
Digibin.
Okay. Well, it was Digital Dave is what they were going to rename it to.
Digital Dave.
Digital
It
Dave.
was what? Digital Dave.
I like Digibed better. They should have.
Dave strikes again.
I don't think Digi was a part of their vernacular in 1980.
Probably
they didn't even
not.
have home computers at that time.
Probably not. You're probably right. When was the first home computer?
In the 90s.
Really? The 90s?
Yeah, or late 80s.
I'd say late 80s, early 90s.
That's so crazy.
Alexa, when was the first home computer made?
Here's something I found on the internet.
1975.
The first home computer was made in 1977 by
1977 by Apple, but very few people had them.
I don't think a lot of people had computers in their home until like the internet. Like,
when did we have computers in each of our homes?
I think Dad may have had one before, but the time that I remember one like being in the living room, like a desktop for everybody, was, oh Lord, like 96, 97, the 1900s.
I just know a lot of Minesweep and Doom.
I had a Lion King computer game, and I loved this game. You were Simba, and you tried to creep through the grass and practice hunting on Zazu. And so
I played that.
I loved that game. I played that and Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. Those were my two computer games when I was a
played Where in
kid.
the World is Carmen Sandiego, the Oregon Trail, and Number Munchers.
I never
Oh,
played
the
Number
Oregon
Munchers.
Trail. We only played that at
I
school, though.
played, yeah, I played, like I said, a lot of Minesweep. Doom. Doom was so cool. It was so graphic at that time.
Do you remember that game? That like ski game where the little Yetis would pop out at
I
you?
played a lot of Barbie.
Man.
I don't even remember what the point of the game. You had to do like dress up stuff.
Yeah, I did that one too.
Crazy times. Crazy times. Okay. So going back to Digital Dave here, the new monument wouldn't just tell time, it would also issue a 5-minute news bulletin every night, and it would beep instead of bong. A BBC spokesperson commented, surprisingly, few people thought it was funny. British people are so weird.
See, that one I would believe more than the spaghetti trees.
Well, you know how spaghetti's made. You grew up with how it's made every
Chef
day.
Boyardee.
So the next one, this one's called the Jovian-Plutonian effect. So Patrick Moore, a highly renowned astronomer and presenter of The Sky at Night, was the only person capable of pulling off this prank. What year do you think we're in? I don't know if you know who Patrick Moore is, but The Sky at Night has been a long time ago when that aired.
But it aired on like TV?
It was a television.
Okay, so it aired on TV. So
okay.
Think about when.
So we're in the 1900s.
When, like astronomy and NASA was like its heyday.
I love that you think I know that. 1963.
1969, not 1968, but 1 year later.
Hot take.
It's a song from it. So that was the heyday of it. So I'm going to say 1967.
If you switched your numbers around.
Don't forget to
1976?
1976.
1976. So I think heyday, we were still like fighting the Russians for stuff and we had just gone to the moon. Okay.
I mean, we were still doing a lot of space stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So Moore told radio listeners that due to a rare planetary alignment of Pluto and Jupiter, Earth would experience something known as the Jovian-Plutonian effect. What do you think this is?
Is this the thing with the egg or the broom where like for like a split second on a certain day they say that you can like balance an egg on its bottom or like a broom without touching it, like you can stand a broom up? Is this that thing?
Yes.
My guess is that we get really cold or really hot, that they align and they affect our temperature somehow.
No, both of yours would be weird. So, no. So, what Moore said was at precisely 9:47 a.m., he instructed his listeners to jump now. Within minutes, calls were coming in and reporting that they had felt the impact of the Jovian-Plutonian effect. One caller claimed that she and her 11 friends had orbited gently around the room. Another complained that he had risen so high that he hit his head on the ceiling and demanded compensation. So he was saying that you would lose gravity during this.
There's
time.
no gravity or something for like a minute. Yeah.
Jovian, plutonium, Genovia. That's crazy. I like that one. That's a good one.
Okay. So my last one I got on here.
Okay.
All right. So this prank takes place in Alaska and was years in the making. This is a dedicated situation right now. So this prank is credited to a local logger in Alaska named Oliver Porky Bicker.
Only in Alaska or the South would you get an Oliver Porky Bigger. Oliver Porky.
Yeah. Oh, Porky. I almost tried to make you guys guess.
He should be from
nickname.
Possum Grape, Arkansas.
But I was like, no, we're going to introduce him by his porkiness, okay? So he planned this prank that involved the volcano called Mount Edgecumbe. Someone tell me. It's EDGE, so it's Edge, and then CUMBE.
Edgecombe. Edgecombe.
Edge chum. I don't know.
Okay. I'll let you know when I edit this. Okay, so what kind of prank do you think he pulled using a volcano?
That it was going to blow.
I feel like that has to be it. Or like like it's like a super volcano or something. I'm going to take out the whole country. Although I do think there is one of those at Yellowstone.
Guess what? It's always about to erupt. Here's my question. They always tell me the tectonic plates are late or whatever for the next big quake, or they're late for the next big blow or something like that. I'm like, how do you know? How do you have enough information that you know that we're late and it means that the whole world's going to be destroyed because the Yellowstone burped a little harder?
Don't they measure pressure?
I don't think so.
They stick a thermometer in there?
No.
Seismic activity, my love.
I don't think we're
late. They do the science things. They do maths that someone long time ago made up.
They do the things that I can't do.
That's what I'm saying. I think that if it blows, great, it blows and it's awful. But I think that...
I feel like we're having a baby the way you keep saying we're late.
I don't think that the tectonic plates are late for their... Like the one that made the Mississippi River run backwards, we're 100 years late for that now again, or whatever, for it to do it again. So if it does it, it's going to be so much worse. I'm like, I don't really think that that's true. I don't.
Good to know.
We'll get into that next week.
Fake news about natural disasters. Okay. So yes, he's going to fake an eruption. So over the course of several years, Bicker collected materials he would need to pull off this hoax and stored them in an airplane hangar, waiting for an April Fool's Day with clear skies and favorable weather conditions. What type of materials do you think he needs?
It's got to be like TNT or something. Like he was like a gold miner. He threw TNT in the volcano and tried to make people think it was erupting.
A lot of baking soda and vinegar.
That would have been
S-word ton of baking soda and vinegar.
They'd be like, why is it foamy?
With 40 gallons of food coloring.
Like, so much. Just like Publix is empty now.
Okay, well, it was tires.
Empty.
Tires. He collected a whole bunch of tires.
What's the rubber gonna do? It's gotta be the rubber.
It's gonna burn and smoke.
It burns black.
It burns black and smokes. Okay.
Yeah. So
creates big black
that
smoke.
Day came in 1974. Bicker chartered a helicopter.
Call him by his name, Porky.
Porky chartered this helicopter to position the tires in the volcano's crater. Now, for those that don't know, because I didn't know, and I did look this up, this volcano has been dormant for a very long time. So he's just messing around in this crater, and he feels
he's
mostly
just going
safe.
to jail. That's what he's doing. He's going to jail.
I would be afraid that I would wake it up. Like, I understand it's dormant. It hasn't erupted in a long time. What if me messing with it?
Yeah, and then Tahiti out of the ocean, Moana style. No. What if it gets a little gassy?
Okay.
Burps a little harder.
So he gets these tires in the crater. He douses them with fuel, and he sets them ablaze, and the town, like all the townsfolk, all they see is this very large, dark plume of smoke starting to just billow out of this volcano.
Before they peed their pants.
Convincing them the long dormant volcano is going to blow. So, We already got to this part a little earlier. I was going to say, do we think Porky got in trouble?
Porky goes to jail.
Porky goes to jail. Oh,
I think Porky definitely
goes-
got in trouble.
Porky goes to prison.
I don't know, like public endangerment. I don't know what you would be arrested for, but like
Lighting tires on fire in Alaska.
Something.
That's probably illegal. I don't know.
Maybe something with
mental.
You can't.
national forests or something.
Probably you can't yell
State park.
fire. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. This is the equivalent of yelling
You can't
fire
set
in a
a
crowded
huge
theater.
plume of smoke releasing from a volcano.
No, you can't. Porky's going to prison.
Okay, well, Porky did not get in trouble because
Porky,
Porky covered his.
What are you
face.
thinking?
He got the firemen and the police force on board. Let them know what his plan was. Let him know that it was going to be this day.
Porky made me pee my
But-
pants.
Porky, premeditated, making me think Pompeii 2 is happening right now.
Porky better have told me. That's all I'm saying.
Go.
Do we think Porky was married? Probably. It's Alaska.
He's a logger, though. Don't they move around a lot?
There's also not a lot of women in Alaska.
This
I think
is
that
74.
there was a whole show based on it called Men in
That's
Trees.
just our uncle.
Wait, which one?
Uncle Dan. He lived in a tree for a little while.
Men in Trees is how I discovered Paolo Nutini. Hey, I got my new shoes on, and suddenly everything's right. Look him up.
Oh, he's a singer.
He's great.
He's not actually a man in the trees. He's not a man one with the trees.
No, he sings the theme song to the show Men in Trees that starred Anne Heche and
And it's
Oh.
about
Some dude.
how there's not enough women in Alaska. So Porky might not have been married.
she moved to Alaska as like a journalist or something. And when she got there, there were signs that said warning men in trees, but they were just like working in trees. But yeah, there were like a lot of loggers and things. And like in this area, there were not a lot of women. So like she was a hot commodity moving
So
into
you might
town.
be at Talladega 7, but you're at Alaska 10. That's what I'm hearing.
You might be in Alaska 12.
I don't know
You
anything.
might still be in Alaskan 12.
I don't know
Especially
any-
in the what do they call it?
the upper. No, that's in Michigan. The Upper Peninsula.
I was going to
is
say
in
the
Michigan.
Outback, but that's
You're
Australia. Yeah.
both wrong.
They
We're
say
all wrong.
something. We'll put it up on
The
screen.
bush. The bush.
No.
Yes. No, it's
That's Australia
The
too.
Alaskan bush.
the Alaskan bush. They're Alaskan bush.
There's no bushes up there.
No,
It's
I
just
know
a bunch
this.
of snow.
Here's how I know this. I know this because do you remember Matt Price? From,
Yeah.
Okay, he went to become an Alaskan bush pilot.
Oh yeah, there is a whole TV show called The Alaskan Bush People.
Yeah, it's called The Bush. Because when he explained to me that he was going to become
Listen.
an Alaskan
14 seasons.
bush pilot, I was like, you have to grow a beard, lose some teeth.
When I found out moose can swim, like deep
You
dive,
know they fight
I
orcas?
know.
That's their
Like,
only
first of all,
natural
they're,
predator. It's
like
not a bear,
huge.
not a mountain lion, a freaking orca.
An orca.
I know
I know.
there's like a
That's
PC
crazy.
thing about not calling orca whales killer whales, but have y'all seen the TikToks documenting orca shenanigans? They're killers. They're stone cold murderers. Don't go in the ocean.
When they play with their prey,
They do
they like
mental
flip them through the air.
before they kill
Uh-uh.
them. Mm-mm.
And they target big boats.
And they well, we like that about them. Eat the rich. But but they like,
In the air.
what are they? They target great white sharks. They like they like know exactly where like their liver or their spleen is or something. And they'll just, like,
not to eat.
Take a hunk out of them.
Orcas are
No, they just take the bite and then
orcas
leave
are
it for dead.
wild. I think blue whales like have gotten to where they will like surround sharks and like protect seals that they see are being like hunted by orcapods. That's insane.
Man, what would we be in Orcapod or would we be the seals?
Like today, right now, we're seals.
Girl, I'm a seal.
One day we will be an orcapod, or preferably, but right now we're food. We are prey.
I'm not going to argue.
We
I'm
are
not gonna
food,
argue
not
with
friends.
you. I guarantee you we
We are
probably
no.
are.
Okay.
I can't believe Porky didn't get in trouble.
Oh, yeah, back to Porky. So he told the fire department and he told the police department, but he forgot about the Coast Guard. And so someone called the Coast Guard on him, and they flew over to like see what's going on, why this dormant volcano is showing activity that they didn't like have any instruments going off about. And they just saw a pile of burning tires and a spray painted message saying Happy April Fools.
Porky! Give it to Porky.
That's insane.
Slow clap. Slow clap for
Porky.
He should have gone to jail. He should have spent the night in jail because he made me pee my pants if I was one of them.
Yeah, not forever, but like you need a little something, Pork.
Man.
Come on.
Man, just like a weekend of picking up trash.
Yeah, some community service, Porky, for terrifying the whole
That's a whole
area.
Man, no. Not me.
Yeah.
Not me and mine. Not my Pompeii.
The only time I think, like, anytime I think of Alaska in the 70s, I just think back to that book we read. We might not read it. It might have been a different book club, but it's by Kristen Hanna. It's this daughter and her mom and her dad. Like, her dad has severe PTSD from the Vietnam
Great
War.
Alone?
Yeah.
I didn't read it.
He drags them to Alaska. There's a whole situation that happens up there. She ends up being a fugitive. Like, it's just sad and depressing. So, if you want to read it, if you like crying in books, it's the one for you.
Not a wreck from the rec room.
I think of my dad when he retired. Not Alaska, obviously, but I mean, he's got a big bushy beard. He kind of could have been an Alaska mountain man. But when he retired from teaching, we like went through and found a bunch of old photos for his retirement party, and he took flying lessons. So my dad, who was like 6'6" in his heyday, and like he's standing beside this little private plane, like a Cessna or something, and it was clearly the 70s. He's got his like dark tinted aviator glasses, not sunglasses, just glasses, his curly like kind of afro, his mutton chops, his roll snap plaid button down shirt, his jeans that are a little bell bottomy and a little too short because he's 6'6", and these boots, and he's like as tall as the nose of the plane.
So he had his pilot license for a while.
No, he never finished his lessons. But he took lessons for a long time, and then I think Catherine was born, so he stopped. He's all but dissertation for his
That's crazy.
PhD too. He's an interesting fella.
I want to learn how to fly.
I do not.
I do.
You gotta learn in one of them little pedal jumpers.
I would love to, but I don't think they would let me with my vision these days.
Probably not.
I don't know. I don't know what the qualifications.
I think you got to be able to see really well. Christina is out of the running 15 years ago.
She just got to be able to read the gadgets. I mean, she hit a bird.
No, you hit a bird. You take out an engine.
Well, she got to be able to. She got to be able to land the plane, see the runway, see the towers. Oh, not those towers. Oh, sorry.
Well, that got weird real fast. We took a turn.
I meant air traffic control towers. That's what I meant, everyone. I dropped my phone. And it's got my rec in it, so I need it.
Speaking of recs, we ready for the rec room?
Rec room.
Julia, you go first. You got it on your phone.
All right, everybody. My rec for you this week is a TV show that is currently streaming on Peacock. I loved it. I watched the entire thing, all 8 episodes, in like 3 days last week. It's called Long Bright River. It's got Amanda Seyfried as Mickey Fitzpatrick. It's set in like kind of the rough neighborhood in Philadelphia. And her like beat is like an area where there's a lot of unhoused people, where there's a lot of like sex work, things like that going on. And she notices a trend, like in the first episode, and this, I think the name of the episode is like the 3 missing women or something like that, the 3 women. So this is not really a spoiler, but they start coming up, their bodies start appearing, and so she's like a kind of a rookie cop. Like, she's not like super new, but she's not like super seasoned either. But so she's really, and she's not a detective, she's just a cop, and so she's like, this is a possible homicide, when everybody else is like, no, it's overdose, it's this, and she's like, no, it's possible homicide. And so she kind of does her own investigation and brings in people, and like you learn all about her, and like she grew up in this neighborhood, and so like that's why like she knows a lot of the girls, because like she went to school with them. And so there's a lot of like twists and turns. It's very dramatic. It's not like, I mean, it's not a lighthearted show. This is not a comedy, but it's really great. And she thinks that like some of her suspects in her case are like pretty intense, and then who, you know, like when she solves it at the end, like near the end of the season, like you're really like, whoa, I didn't see that twist coming.
Please excuse us while we have some technical difficulties. We'll be right with you.
Has it been renewed yet?
I don't know if it has. It was originally like a limited series. I think it's based off of a book. But
cool.
But it was great. I mean, I really recommend it.
What's your recommendation?
Okay. So what I've been listening to this week, it's not like super new or anything. It's just been my obsession this week, and that is the Epic Sagas on Spotify. Hey guys, I butchered this poor man's name, so here he is to tell you how to say it.
It's Jorge Miguel Rivera Herranz.
It's like how he would turn the Odyssey into a musical. And it is so good. All the songs are really good things, and he brings them out in different like chapters.
Okay.
And so the last one just came out a few months ago.
What about you, Christina?
So mine is a book again. Big shocker. Everybody's so surprised. It's called Is She Really Going Out With Him by Sophie Cousins. It's another UK-based author. This one is mom approved. So the spice level is mom approved, but yet still super good. I didn't even realize till the end that it would be mom approved. 1 chili pepper, no seeds. It is about a woman who has 1 year ago gotten divorced. She gets divorced in the very first part of the book. It's not a spoiler. And she's a journalist, and she's competing with this other journalist at her job for a column. And so she has the bright idea that she's going to go on 7 dates that her kids pick out who she goes out with. So it's like the mailman, kids.
That's what Monster would do to me. Just real awkward crap like that. Mm-mm.
A waiter, a kids from school. So
kids from school?
No,
a
kid's dad.
A kid's okay. I was like,
a kid's dad.
She did it?
Whoa, that's a trigger warning.
A kid's dad.
I thought you said this was mom approved.
It is mom approved. A kid's dad from school. And
Gotcha.
so it's all these different dates that these kids, where the other columnist, the other co-author, he dates on the internet. So he's like a man about town dating on the internet, and she's older than him by about 8 years older than him. And so
like me and my first husband.
It is a love story. There's a happy ending at the end for everybody. It's super cute. It's got 4.14 stars on Goodreads. I totally recommend it. But it's Is She Really Going Out With Him by Sophie Cousins. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and connect with us on our social medias at Don't Quit Your Day Job Pod. We'd love to hear your thoughts on what you're currently reading, watching, or listening to. Until next time, keep it cozy, keep it fun, and don't quit your day job unless you really want to.
Bye, guys.